All right, so I just wanted to give my quick thoughts on the NFC Championship game where the Los Angeles Rams defeated the San Francisco 49ers 20-17, and the Rams are now going to the Super Bowl to play in their home stadium the second time it has happened the last 2 years. It's just funny that it went 54 years or something like that without a team ever playing in their home stadium, and what's happening back-to-back years. That's a pretty cool, nifty little thing that is happening. Now, in this game, obviously, there's a lot to get into with this one. Now, when it comes to this game, obviously, we are all happy for Matthew Stafford for making the Super Bowl. All those years in Detroit where, you know, he was a good to great player, but he just had nothing to show for it. Whether anything happened in Detroit, you know, he never won a playoff game. Then he comes to LA, had all the pressure in the world on him throughout these playoffs, and he got the job done. He beat the Cardinals, he beat the defending champs Buccaneers, and he won against the 49ers, who had beaten the Rams the last 6 times. So he got that burden off his shoulder. He not only won his first playoff game this year, and his first year winning a playoff game, he is going to the Super Bowl. So you kind of have to be a little bit excited about that. Now, the Rams, I should say, didn't play necessarily a perfect game. They had a whole bunch of mistakes. You know, this interception in the first quarter wasn't particularly a good thing for the Rams, and then they had a turnover on downs, missed field goals, you know, Sean McVay, you know, burning his timeouts and calling some really dumb challenges, things like that. Like that, those are ways that'll cost you a game. But the Rams defense, is very, very good. Like Aaron Donald and Von Miller, all those guys, they took over that game in that second half, holding the 49ers to literally nothing on the last 2 drives. The defense was spectacular to end that game. And then Matthew Stafford, you know, leading the offense when they were down 10. They were down 17-10, or they were down 17-7, my bad, leading them to 13 straight points to win the game. That was pretty good for the Rams. They played a pretty good second half too. Matthew Stafford stepped up, made some really big throws. I mean, he had a couple of them dropped, but the stat that I thought was crazy is the Rams were 11 of 18 on third down, which is just fantastic. Like, that is a way to win a football game and win it convincingly. If you're 11 on 18 on third down, you played very, very good football. And then just OBJ and Cooper Kupp, like OBJ, like I don't know why. I mean, he didn't play good in Cleveland, but I think that all comes all the way down to quarterback play. Like, OBJ has a lot left in the tank, and he showed it. He had his first 100-yard game in 30-something plus games. Cooper Kupp obviously dominating as always. So it's really nice and cool to see the Rams go to the Super Bowl. They're going to be playing the Bengals now. My instant thoughts for this Super Bowl is it's going to be a tough matchup for the Bengals. The Bengals offense had one drive of more than 50 yards that resulted in a touchdown. That was that 70-yard touchdown. I think it was late in the first quarter, or first half, I should say, against the Chiefs. That Rams defense is going to give that Bengals offensive line, I think, troubles all day. And I'm not even being this to be sarcastic. There is a good chance that Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd, anybody could set the record for the most sacks in a Super Bowl. Like, I think Joe Burrow is going to be under an immense amount of pressure. And that's nothing against Joe Burrow, because that dude will stand in there, take hits, scramble out, make plays with his legs. And Joe Burrow is a complete playmaker. So if he can get out of those plays, I think if the Rams can't get home on Joe Burrow, they will lose this football game. Because I think, as well as the offense is for the Rams, if their defense can't do a lot, I still think it's going to be a bit trouble, because Joe Burrow can make nearly every throw. Now, offensively for the Rams, I'm not just going to discredit their offense either. The Rams' offense is great. You have Cooper Kupp, who at times of the season is literally unguardable, and he doesn't look like the fastest guy in the world, but he will put you on skates. It's just amazing. So yeah, the Rams Bengals Super Bowl, it's going to be a lot of fun. Not a Super Bowl that no one expected at the beginning of the season, but at the same time, there's a lot that you can look into this. You know, we have 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. We don't need to dive way too deep into it now. But just my instant thoughts on this Super Bowl was that Rams defensive line is going to be crazy. You know, the Rams defense definitely has to play great. You know, make sure Joe Burrow doesn't make any plays with his legs, because that will, you know, defeat that defense, I think. But the secondary is still a very good piece for the Rams. And then you have the offense for the Rams. You know, Matthew Stafford just needs to step up huge one more time in these playoffs, and they'll be Super Bowl champions. And they're playing Bengals defense that's going to come in with a lot of confidence after holding the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes to 3 points in the second half. So it's going to be a really fun Super Bowl. I cannot wait. It's really going to be fun to get the burden of the Chiefs losing off these next couple weeks. I can't wait until people stop talking about the Chiefs game already. But that is just my quick thoughts on the NFC Championship game.